identity. And so what happens is, as men, we go and we emulate and we idolize men without looking at who is that man in the dark when nobody's looking. Why do you?
I am a defender of men. I swear to God, there's certain men that have touched this planet. And when I hear people talking shit about them, yes!
Had that nose ring, Tupac. See that? Now you go study that man. Here I have a man who was a ballet dancer, and he spent so much time alone and in his room writing poetry. But then his poetry became rap. But now when you're in rap, you're with real thugs. So now, in order to not be exposed, you have to be more thug than anybody. He became what he thought he had to be. And so when we start to really look at men, and we say, how do you go from doing a shootout when you used to do ballet? But it was because of not having a personal identity. And so what happens is, as men, we go and we emulate and we idolize men without looking at who is that man in the dark when nobody's looking. Why do you?
Oh, all right. This man said so much bullshit. It's like people be spinning their narrative just to fit their own like business plan. Like, I love how everybody always want to speak on Tupac now that he's gone, number one. Number two, I've heard several videos, hence why I'm like inspired to let me just make my own 2 cents on this. I've heard other videos talking about because Tupac went to an art school, therefore his gangster image was not real. First of all, like, people don't grow and people don't evolve. Just who you are at 16 is not the man you become at 30 or 12. Tupac was not blessed with those many years. Who you are at 15, 16, 10, 11 is not the man you will be at 21. Especially the experiences Tupac was going through. Like, people talk about he went to art school. This guy's mother and whole family was part of the Black Panther movement. He was raised in it. Like, do we not understand that? He was bred into the Black Panther Party. He just went to art school. That's all. His foundation is Black Panther. He was just sent to art school. Hey man, don't be a knucklehead. Go to this school. His foundation is revolutionary. Like, let's not forget that detail. People just want to focus on, oh, he went to art school, so he's a dancing nigga. So, he's a revolutionary nigga that knows how to dance. Like, what? Like, we are not going to do that. It's always black men that want to destroy and tear down the black men that actually have been sent by God for you guys. This guy was bred in the Black Panther movement. His family, who is closer to the fight than these gangsters that this man is thinking, oh, he's emulating. What is there to emulate? That's why Tupac came across as, oh, he was the hardest of the hardest. Like he just said, oh, he was pretending to be the hardest of the gangster. No, he wasn't pretending. It's because the shit is already in him. A lot of times what you learn growing up as in your childhood, a lot of times it won't even come out until you become an adult. For example, with me, everything on this channel is God related. My foundation, my childhood was strongly rooted in God, but I didn't grow up in my teen years and all that really being strict with God. It's as I'm an adult now that all the things, the whole foundation of my childhood just boom, came out to life. Now that I'm an adult and you really cannot test me when it comes to this God shit. You really can't. I'm really about that shit. But that'd be like somebody seeing me in my childhood, seeing me just having fun and not really being serious about it. Like, oh, she can't be real. Like, yo, man, do not underestimate what God does in people's lives. This man was bred in a revolutionary environment, went to art school. Hence why he is intellectually advanced. Let me just put it that way. Tupac died at 25. The level of knowledge and intelligence in that man's body at 25 years old. There are 50-year-old men today, alive, 50-year-old black men today that cannot produce what Tupac has done with his little 25 years of life. This little man does not have enough information in his body to compare to Tupac's level of knowledge, but he want to sit here and talk about him. That's the issue I got. Tupac was bred in revolution, but you want to say that he's playing pretend because he went to art school? Tupac got more balls in one of his nuts than this man has with his whole platform. But it'd be men like this that want to have something to say about a man like Tupac. Men like this cannot and will never be able to do what men like Tupac have done with their life or their career. But they want to speak up because they sitting up here with Prada on, feeling squeaky clean. So he feel he can talk about a man playing a gangster. Look here. Why are you wearing Prada? Is it because somebody told you Prada is cool? There's lots of jackets that look like this. It doesn't have to be Prada. How fucking stupid. Like, if we're going to critique everything everybody does. Why you get a nose ring because of Tupac? Yeah, okay, so what? Nose rings look sexy on some dudes. Not all, some. The fuck that got to do with anything? Gangster. Look here, man. Not everybody is squeaky soft like this. Some men really are about that shit, regardless of where they went to school. Like, real talk. What are we talking about? What, Malcolm X wasn't real because he started off as a gangster? Is that what we're talking about? Like, men don't grow up and evolve into what they're like called to do. This man's whole family is part of the Black Panther movement. But here this, anyways, but here this sorry ass motherfucker talking about he playing pretend. 10 lives. If this man was given, he would never be or have the kind of balls and courage Tupac did. I know this guy's platform, so I know what I'm talking about. I know his mannerisms, his demeanor, his words, his message, his platform. Fuck out of here. Relationships, that's all you're talking about. But you're getting beat up in the streets and killed, smashed upside your head by police. Not because you're black, just because you're black. But you want to talk about a man that was trying to fight for you guys about that? Trying to bring that to light. You want to tear him down. The man trying to defend y'all and speak up for you guys. That's who you want to pick on and bring down while you carry on your sorry ass message on relationships. Man, you have men, these new age soft fucking men who see that image and they just think, oh, that's like, they just want to put that image down, not knowing God comes in many different forms. God is not going to come always squeaky clean. That's like saying Malcolm X wasn't real because when he was growing up, he used to be about that gangster life. So therefore, he's fake when he's trying to come out here and be a revolutionary. That's the same image and the same mentality when you say, oh, because Tupac went to art school, he was being fake. Have you listened to the man's words? Like, men just be stuck on the fact that he curses a lot. And he wore his pants sagging. And he had that bout it energy. That's all this foolish man will focus on. Not knowing, not listening or caring about the words Tupac said. Tupac's message is 10 times bigger than this whole man's energy. This man out here just selling love. But your black men, fellow black men like you are getting beat up in the streets by police. But this man want to come and sit at you and talk to you about relationships all day long. Fuck relationships. When police are beating you and killing you in the streets just because you're black. Not because you're black, just because you're black. And you have bold, courageous men. Men who are bossed up in their own spirit like Tupac. That had the balls to speak up for this. That had the balls, oh my God, to stand up against the country that's holding you back. Let this man tell it, America is not holding them back. He seemed like the kind of black man that's, oh, America is good and there's no such thing as racism. Don't know if that's what he feels, but I'm just saying, I've heard many of his videos. I know, what's his name, Tony Gaskins. He's the kind of black man America loves. Soft, no threat, no backbone, no hardness in your spirit. There's no like rebel in his whole platform. There's no revolutionary in this man. So it's irritating for a man like this. Normally, I wouldn't even like, if that's what he wants to do, it's like, do you? But it pisses me off when men who do this and cannot do what a man like Tupac did, it'd be them soft men that want to then speak up on what a courageous man like Tupac could do. What Tupac did, 90% of black men today don't have the balls to do, but it'd be them kind of black men speaking up about, oh, Tupac used to be a ballet dancer. First of all, he went to art school and he was a dancer, not a ballet dancer. And guess what? Even if he was a ballet dancer, who fucking cares? Does it take away from his words? Does that mean he was being fake? I've heard other rappers talking about, yo, man, I'm not a rapper, I'm a writer. I've heard other rappers talking about their writing is poetry. You just express it in rap. So trying to belittle Tupac's words and belittle his energy, like, oh, he was just he just used to write poems, but now wanted to copy the gangster image. Tupac he moved to Baltimore, where he was surrounded by this chaos. Hence, and he has spoken about it, that's when it was expressed in his words. Like, I'm hot. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it together to make this video like eloquent. But I've heard too many videos, one too many times about this topic that it's like, you know what? No, I have to say something. Because you're not going to take a man who has God written all over him. His words have God's words written all over it. But then you have soft ass puppets like this that have no balls to to talk about anything real. He picked the safest topic on, like, not even just on YouTube, just the safest topic, relationships. Oh, love, man and woman. Like, this is all black people want to hear about today, is relationships and gender wars and man should do for woman and what woman should do for man and what you bring to the table and what you have on the table. Yet you're being killed outside just for looking how you look. Like, you have way bigger issues in this world, but yet you want to pick on men like Tupac who had the hindsight to see these issues, to know you had to address these issues. Talking about he was being fake. No, motherfucker, people are complex human beings who have more than one side. I've even heard Tupac speaking of, it's not always about being this gangster shit. He talked about even when he was making movies, like, yo, it's a different personality that kind of has to, like, that he has to bring that. It's not always about being this fucking image. So to make it seem like that personality of his was fake because he went to art school, oh my God. It's like, let's not do that. Let's not do that, because you're tearing down the words that are actually meant to help you. You're tearing down the image that God sent for you. Men like this think God is coming as this squeaky clean cut, perfectly lined shit. Men like this think God only comes in men who don't curse, and I don't eat meat, and I don't say anything bad, and I don't look at women because women are holy, and I don't fornicate, and I don't like God. What? Literally, that's like saying Malcolm X is not credible or was not a real person with what he was saying because his past was that he went to jail and spent time in prison and was doing illegal activities. Like, I'm sorry, what? 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 Oh, Lord, have mercy. Like, let's not do that. I'm sorry. People start talking about men like Bob Marley or Tupac, DMX, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali. You start talking about men like these, I get hot because I see what God did through these men. So for weak, punk ass shits like this, and I would never talk about this man normally with disrespect, but I've always felt it when I've heard him speaking. I've always felt it just in his nature. But it's not something that I would really express just because he's staying in his own lane. But you fuck up when instead of staying in your own lane, you want to go find men that's bigger than you and stronger than you and have 10 times bigger balls than you. And you want to try to bring them down saying like these are not the type of men to emulate, or these are not the type of men worthy of even being looked at. When I'm sorry, the condition of black men in this country today, you all need to be riding around listening to Tupac's music. Instead, you're all riding around listening to whiny mumbling music. You all need to have nothing but Tupac, DMX, and Bob Marley flowing through your waves, your radio waves. That's the only thing you need to be listening to right now. Their interviews and their music. Not just their music, their interviews too. Absorb the energy of these men. The energy of a man like Tupac will save your life in today's time. God does not send these men to you, black men, for no reason. So please do not let these soft men of today that get these platforms that white men okay. This kind of man is the man that will be so comfortable with what, like a white man will be so comfortable with this kind of man. These are the men, these are the type of men, white America wants you to be today. These are the type of black men they want you raised as. No courage, no balls, no backbone, no rebellion when it comes towards America, which is all Tupac stood for. So the fact that a black man will find issues, you can find issues as far as maybe, okay, you don't like what he was cursing and his gangster image. But to say that, oh, he wasn't being real, that he was just copying and emulating because he wanted his words to translate. No, motherfucker, people grow. People evolve, people change, their circumstances, their surroundings mold their character. So to try to just belittle Tupac's words and his character and his energy like it was just him being fake and playing pretend so he could be accepted. Oh my God, don't do that. Like black men, you need energies like Tupac now more than you ever have. You need it now more than you needed it when he was alive. So please don't let black men like these, I don't know anything about these guys down here. I just know this guy and the short caught my attention. But don't let black men like this steer you. Bible tells you, my people suffer for lack of knowledge. My people suffer because the shepherds lead them astray. This man has a high leadership platform. He has a big platform. and he is leading men softly astray. Men like this will not make it. Men like this will not stand in God's presence, not without a backbone. Oh my God. As a black man, if you think America is for you, and America is supporting you, and America is where you need to assimilate to, and America is who you need to impress, America is who you need to get along with, you will not make it. You will not make it. If you as a black man do not have any rebellion against America, you will not make it. If you think America is just cool and now it's just, you will not make it. You will not make it. That's all I can say. Do not let men like these lead you astray, thinking energies like Tupac was faulty and was just fake and he did it just to emulate and to fit in. My God, black men, you better feel that energy of a man like Tupac and absorb it. Right now, more than anything, you guys need that spirit of rebelling. You need that spirit of a revolutionary. You need the spirit of men who just know to not get along with this place. You need spirit of men that know to stand on your own. Oh my God, not just whatever America tells you is what you assimilate into. And that's what men like these will do to you, black men, if you listen. They will have you falling in line with America. They will have you falling so perfectly in line with how white men want you to sound like and how white men want you to be. My God, do not let black men like this lead you away from men like Tupac or men like DMX. This is the kind of man that will say Martin Luther King, yay, Malcolm X, boo. Why? Because Malcolm X said by any means necessary. Why? Because Malcolm X said defend yourself. because Malcolm X said stick up for yourself and fight for yourself. No, it'll be a soft man like this that is saying, no, we can't do that. Martin Luther King, let's get along with everybody. In the meantime, Martin Luther King getting paid by these white men behind closed doors, joining their fraternities, and he too is a part of their club. Like, my God, that's a separate video. Don't let these soft-ass men fool you, black men. These men will keep you so bound to America, you will amount to nothing in this country. I wanted to say fuck him, but I'm not going to. I think I've said enough about him. But screw men like this trying to turn you against energies that God sent for you. These are nothing but soft plants. Also, all the man can talk about is relationships. Yet you're getting beat up every day by police in the streets, and you think that's the most important topic to be talking about every day of your life. You get on a microphone, it's about men and women, and men in relationships, and men bringing the table, and what do women bring to the table, and men do this and women do that. Relationship. Yet black people cannot figure out relationships, yet all day long all they want to talk about is relationships. Fuck, man, y'all get your lives in order first. You're trying to do relationships out of chaos. Get the chaos under control before you try to go about cultivating love amongst each other. You don't have love for yourselves. You don't have love amongst yourselves. So how are you going to do one-on-one personal love with each other? My God, don't let men like this lead you astray. I swear to God, I was so disgusted when I watched this short. Fuck. Ugh.